What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we do upload Pokemon Go content related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Barath Suresh, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at our first set of battles in the Halloween Cup of Season 4. Brand new meta for the Pokemon Go Battle League, and it looks pretty interesting. And I'm not too sure about the team I'm using here. Just kind of put something together really quickly, trying to see how it'll work out. And the results were mixed. Not too sure how I feel about Galvantula in this meta, despite how highly ranked it is. There does seem to be a lot of Crustle, even Shadow Tyrannitars and whatnot. We're going to see how that goes. Tried using Wigglytuff as a charmer because of all the dark types out there. Marowak in the back, Marowak looks very strong in this meta, so put the team together. Not sure how this team will perform, we'll see in the coming days, but I am very excited for this new meta, and in large part because it does bring the player base all to one. So there's no more separation of Premier and Master. All the players will be in the same league now, so that means that queue times should be a lot shorter in comparison to the previous leagues. Unless you're like in the high 3000s, obviously queue times will still be relatively long, but if you are lower than that, then yes, they will be quite low in comparison. So with that said, let's see how this team performs by getting into the first battle right now. Alright, so we got the ghetto background going here again. Hot Pocket 777 in the first matchup. We are leading Alolan Marowak, getting met by a a shiny Beedrill, I should say. Shiny Beedrill here. And pretty great matchup for Marowak, so the opponent switches out into Obstagoon, and we're going to hard counter that with Wigglytuff. Charm damage obviously taking a big toll on Obstagoon. He didn't get off a move there. I think he didn't throw on purpose, probably because he wanted to leave more health on this Wigglytuff to farm down with the Beedrill, I'd imagine. We are going to be able to throw this Ice Beam though, so this is pretty good. Probably going to get a shield here from the Beedrill, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this Beedrill actually commit to a straight farm down, unless they want to throw a Fell Stinger, kind of boost their attack, but they do choose to just straight farm down. Going to bring Marowak back in here, and we're going to get hit by what's likely going to be a Drill Run. I'm going to let the first one go through just in case it is a bait, but it is a Drill Run, so I'm going to have to definitely shield up this second one now. This will knock us out if I don't, so I'm going to shield. And let's see if the opponent chooses to stay in or switch out. They're going to switch out into Azumarill, so I'm going to bring in Galvantula. And this is basically pretty much perfect alignment for us, and just a scenario where we hard countered the opponent's team. So not too much skill involved in this match, to be honest. We kind of just got lucky with the alignment of the teams. I managed to keep that alignment throughout the game, and that is going to give us the victory here. Let that Ice Beam go through, actually, knowing that I would survive it. And gonna be able to throw this move at the Beedrill. Actually going for lunge here. Should have probably just went for discharge, but either way, lowering the attack, and the Marowak will come in here. Should be in Bone Club range, to be honest, at this point, but just gonna go for the Shadow Ball. We did have a shield still, and this is going to be enough to knock out the Beedrill. We take the first game there, and we are 1-0. Off to a good start here in the Halloween Cup. Moving into match number 2 against Iroha Gaku, a rank 10 player. So we're still trying to get up there in rank 10. Marowak into a Wigglytuff. This is a pretty good matchup for Marowak, to be honest. Believe it will win in pretty much every shield scenario. So the opponent's going to switch out into a Muck, the normal variant of Muck here. So I'm going to throw a Bone Club, and my thinking here was that, Marowak has a pretty good matchup against Muck still, so maybe I should just stay in this matchup here. And when he throws here, I had a feeling it was going to be Thunder Punch, but I didn't want to risk it, so I did choose to burn a shield. It is a Thunder Punch, so that was a little bit unfortunate. And I started thinking to myself, I'm going to get hit by a Dark Pulse now. But then I started thinking he probably doesn't have Dark Pulse. He might have a Sludge Wave or something on this Muck. So maybe I don't have to worry about that. So for that reason, I actually chose to let this go through here, hoping it will be another Thunder Punch. He might even have I don't know what Muck runs. I think Acid Spray possibly too. I think it has Gunk Shot. I assume it has a Dark type move too. I think it's Dark Pulse, but I might be thinking of the Alolan variants. Either way, we do get rid of that Muck. The Wigglytuff comes back in here. I'm going to throw these Bone Clubs. And to my surprise, the opponent actually chose to shield the Bone Club. So I decided, okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to take the shield and throw the next Bone Club. And when they shield the second one, I start thinking he's very weak to Alolan Marowak in the back. Whatever he has in the back does not want to see Alolan Marowak. But I decided to leave it in there and just come with my own Wigglytuff here for the mirror, knowing that I will win this match. And then save the shield for the Galvantula in the back, hoping it could clean up, because if he had something like a Crustle in the back, he's not going to be scared of Marowak, obviously. So it is a Beedrill. Makes a lot of sense as to why he didn't want to see the Marowak. Going to bring a Galvantula here. This is a good matchup for us now. Shield up the X-Scissor, so we do get baited there. And I'm going to throw the Discharge. This should be more than enough to knock out this Beedrill here. And we are going to take this win after this Wigglytuff comes back in here. And basically we should beat it to a charge. With Discharge will be more than enough to knock out the Wigglytuff, and we're going to take this game. So off to a 2-0 start so far in the Halloween Cup. Pretty good start, can't complain so far. And next match against Ajudi Mitsuo. So let's see what this opponent's going to be leading. Marowak into an Obstagoon, so this is a pretty horrible lead here. And I should be switching out of this, either into Galvantula or into Wigglytuff. Probably Galvantula makes more sense here, but for some reason you can see I'm actually staying in this matchup. And for an even more unexplainable reason, I'm choosing to burn a shield, which is a complete waste unless I'm planning to go like 2 shields to 1. There's no point for me to be shielding here. So the Obstagoon here actually doesn't get the boost. We're going to throw the Bone Club, and you can see the game seems a little choppy here, a couple lag. There was a lot of lag in my sets today, which I was not happy about. But either way, the Obstagoon's going to throw the Night Slash here. I obviously cannot farm down from this range. He's going to beat me to the next move, so I have to make a decision here. Do I go down 2 shields, wind switch, or do I let it go through? I let it go down, so this made no sense at all. Why did I even burn a shield to lose this anyways? Should have just switched out from the beginning. I farmed down with the Wigglytuff when he literally has no health to farm down. Put myself in a horrible position, so this is a game. How to not play with this team if you want to use this team at all. That was pretty horrible. Getting hit by the Bone Club here. Going to get to this Ice Beam, but we're going to hit by another Bone Club first. We'll survive this, and I'll look to throw the Ice Beam at this point. This is not going to be enough to KO the Marowak, obviously. And I have a Galvantula in the back, so unless he has something like a Azumarill back there, this is pretty much GG's, because this Marowak is putting in work on the Galvantula. I'm going to throw this lunge here. Let's see if we're going to get the shield. We do get the shield, so maybe it isn't a Azumarill in the back, but either way, he is going to be able to farm us down most likely, or throw another Bone Club here. So I do use my last shield. Are we able to farm down? We are not, unfortunately, and any hopes we had of beating an Azumarill in the back have went out the window there. So he brings in Galvantula. I throw the discharge here. Should have definitely went for lunge, but it was a blind throw. Didn't know what he was bringing in, and it was basically a sack swap on his part too. Very good switch, and lunge wouldn't be enough to KO anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Gonna bring in the Wigglytuff. We're gonna get knocked out here by lunge, discharge, doesn't really matter. And we are going to lose that game. 2-1 so far. A pretty hard lead there, to be honest, but staying in that matchup obviously was a huge mistake. DD Suki here in match number 4. Alolan Marowak into Galvantula, so there is the Galvantula lead. And this is obviously a great matchup for us. So let's see if the opponent's going to stay in. A little bit of lag there. Again, lots of lag. Switched into Marowak. And when he switched into Marowak here, I know that I could bait the Shadow Ball and go for Bone Club and possibly get a shield. This is only going to be a Bone Club here because there's no way he got to Shadow Ball before me. So I'm going to throw the Bone Club here. Would probably get a shield here. Kind of have to respect the Shadow Ball. We do get the shield. Now I'm going to switch out into Wigglytuff, which obviously isn't a great counter for Marowak at all. But if you look at my team, I don't really have a counter for Marowak, which could kind of be an issue when you think about it, considering how meta relevant Marowak is in this meta and this cup in general. So I'm gonna get hit here by another Bone Club, I'd imagine. Yes, we do. And I'm gonna have to throw this Ice Beam here. This should be enough to knock out the Marowak if he chooses to not shield it. And they do not choose. They don't want to go down 2 shields here, so let it go down. Probably bring in the Galvantula here. They do, and look to just straight farm down. But you can see these charms are absolutely chunking away. So I'm going to bring back in the Marowak here. Nothing should KO here, so I don't really have to use a shield, to be honest. Discharge comes through, and I'm going to throw the Bone Club, but a great swap by the opponent into Azumarill. Unfortunately for him, I do have Galvantula in the back. So again, another win, pretty much based on team comp alone. And you can see this team is mostly winning games by team comp, it seems. So maybe not the best team just by going off that measure, but the opponent does back out there. We take that game in convincing fashion, and we're off to a 3-1 start, heading to match number 5 up against Dylan9497, a very talented trainer, and he is ranked 10 already. So Marowak into an Azumarill, horrible lead for us. Gonna have to switch out immediately, and I actually switched into Galvantula here. Meant to switch into the Wigglytuff, but doesn't really matter because he has a Crustle, and Crustle is gonna end up beating both Galvantula and the Marowak. So even if we did switch into Wigglytuff, this game was pretty much over. And this is pretty much a situation where it's reverse of what's been happening to us, where we're getting hard team comped here. So a Rock Slide comes through. That still does a lot of damage to Wigglytuff. I'm trying to commit to a farm down, but we're unable to. Gonna get hit by another Rock Slide most likely, so I do choose to shield this up. Commit to the farm down here, and the Beedrill comes in actually. I'm gonna switch out into Marowak here. He's gonna switch out into Azumarill after throwing this move. Drill Run would obviously do a lot of damage, so I have to shield up. Azumarill is gonna come in. This is just a very difficult situation for us. Actually go for the Shadow Ball here. Even if we go for the Bone Club bait, wouldn't make a difference if we land the Shadow Ball after. Do get the last shield there, but this is pretty much GG's. Now Azumarills most of them aren't running Hydro Pump. There's a lot of Ice Beam Play Rough right now, so that's a little bit better for Marowak, but it's still a really bad matchup, obviously. And you could see here, even landing the Shadow Ball, it's not going to be enough to KO, so we are going to lose this game. And this is going to be enough to knock us out, obviously. Probably going to be an Ice Beam here. Yeah, Ice Beam. And Wigglytuff comes back in. I'm throwing a move for absolutely no reason, just wasting both of our time here. And we are going to lose that match. So we go 3-2 in that first set here in the Halloween Cup. Still trying to get to rank 10 here. We've been tanking every time I get close. 29-80 2 times now. Choked both times. Hopefully get some better results tomorrow. So those are my first battles in the Halloween Cup for Go Battle League Season 4, and honestly it's very refreshing to see a different take on the Great League in GBL. Nice to see a different meta here, different Pokemon, and like no Galarian Stunfisk, no Bastion, just a completely different meta. Very refreshing to see, obviously very resemblant to Sylph style tournaments, and I think that's great for the GBL going forward, and I think that's something they should continue to do in the coming seasons. As far as this team goes, I don't know how good it is, to be honest. We did go positive in this set, but most of the wins came from hard countering our opponents, and I don't necessarily know if that's a consistent way of depending on wins in Go Battle League. Especially with the blind format, you kind of need a more flexible team than that, so maybe I'll test out some different teams starting tomorrow. If you guys have any suggestions for teams, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll test them out. How have you guys been doing in the Halloween Cup so far? What do you think about it? Let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.